The audience's love is what allows us to keep making the Tiger franchise. It's one of my most loved films. It's so dear to my heart. The action training in this film was definitely the toughest for all of us, I think. Injuries will be there in this kind of action. I think I tore my quadricep in one of the Russia sequences, and I mean, you feel battered at the end of a day of shoot, but that's just kind of like a normal, day on the shoot of Tiger.
The film is doing extremely well at the box office. It has got a great opening and continues to perform well. How do you feel about it?
I feel extremely happy. I think being able to entertain the audiences is what gives us the most joy, what gives me the most joy. And the audience's love is what allows us to keep making the Tiger franchise. And that's a big passion, I think, for all of us. It's one of my most loved films. It's so dear to my heart. And I think it's all like now become a big part of our lives.
Zoya is a rare character in Indian cinema where a woman is equal to a man in every way. How do you feel about representing women in such a forward way?
I mean, it's just wonderful to see. It's wonderful to see women being presented in such a strong manner, to have a character so well defined. It's not just about the action. I've done action in the previous two Tigers, but even in this film, there was a certain gravitas and a certain maturity which was there in Zoya's character. It took the story forward. We got to see more about how she operates, her mind, her background, where she came from, what made her who she is today. And I think it's really beautiful that Yashraj, Adi Chopra, Manish, the whole team behind it actually had the confidence, to show and depict a woman like this in such a large-scale film. And this is what we want to see happening in cinema. We want to see this happening in movies where we are representing women in all their glory and as strong characters.
So this is the third time you've been part of the Tiger franchisee film. How is Zoya different this time around?
Zoya is different this time around for me in the fact that I think you get to know a lot about her. You get to know her backstory. You get to know where she's come from. You get to know her father. You get to know the psyche of Zoya. We've seen her do action. We know that she's this incredible agent, but we don't know why, and we don't know what it is that's driving her. Our personalities are formed when we are in our youth, and that's what you get to see in this film is actually the power behind her, what it is that drives her to be who she is. And one of my friends actually yesterday, I think it was itself, they described something that, to me, Tiger and Zoya are a unit. And I thought that was really beautifully put, because from the first Tiger to now, you saw that journey of two extremely strong, independent individuals kind of form this unexplainable bond. And that bond is something which we've seen develop from the second film to now this third film, where you can understand that they almost have a way of understanding without even communicating it necessarily in words to each other.
How tough was the action training? Did you get any serious injuries?
The action training in this film was definitely the toughest for all of us, I think. We wanted to take it to a new level. It's a different type of action. It's very hand-to-hand. It's very real. We're seeing a lot of larger-than-life spectacles and around us, and also you do have sequences like that in the film. But we also wanted to maintain what we started out with the Tiger franchise, which is a lot of kind of gritty, more hand-to-hand combat. And it's tough because I think the teams we worked with this time were even more demanding. They wanted excellence. They wanted to see perfection in every shot. And all of us are those kind of people. And I think I'm also that kind of person that just drives myself very hard until I get it right. And it came out beautifully on screen. I think there was a smoothness and there was a kind of finesse to the action and an ease to the action, which I thought showed Zoya that, as time goes on, you have more experience, you become a better fighter, you're a more skilled fighter. So I think I was very happy with that outcome. Injuries, yes, injuries will be there in this kind of action. I think I tore my quadricep in one of the Russia sequences, and I mean, tons of. You feel battered at the end of a day of shoot, but that's just kind of like a normal, day on the shoot of Tiger. You go home feeling pretty battered, but you feel happy.
Were there times where you did not want to practice or shoot because it was so enduring?
You're just tired. You have to psych yourself out. That's why this film for me, I think I connect on such a deep level anyways, beyond the fact that it's a brilliantly written character, is because you do have to psych yourself. We live wonderful lives, right? We're not out there fighting and physically doing manual labor every day. And to kind of keep your body in that high adrenaline state, which is required to do action all day long, it's more mind than physical. And I learned lots of new things on this film. I had some incredible trainers with me who would kind of tell me the things that I needed to tell myself to give me that determination to get through the day. The hammam sequence we had to do entirely without a body double because my body double came down sick. So, if there's certain shots which might be a little dangerous, even those shots we had to kind of all attempt them. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about mental strength.
Describe one scene of yours from Tiger 3 that will always stay with you.
I think for me in Tiger 3, the scene which was really memorable for me is the scene where Tiger kind of feels that Zoya has betrayed him. And this has happened before. It's happened between them before. So you can understand it even more, and it's even more believable when he feels so hurt because they have this history. And when he kind of feels that disappointment of being torn to doing what he needs to do for his country and wanting to still protect the woman he loves and his wife, I think that was a very emotional moment and came out really beautifully.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.